Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube page. We're continuing our Week 13 NFL previews with the game between the Detroit Lions and the Indianapolis Colts. The game will be played up in Ford Field in Detroit, with the Lions coming off of a disappointing Thanksgiving Day loss, a heartbreaking loss, really, to the Texans in overtime. They come in with a record of 4-7. The Colts, on the other hand, in firm position for a wild card spot in the AFC after their win last week at home versus the Bills. They come in with a record of 7-4. These two teams, this is why you can never figure the NFL out year to year. These two teams are probably in the opposite positions you would have thought coming into the season. The Lions, looks as though their playoff chances are flickering at best, and the Colts firmly entrenched in a wild card spot in the AFC. So go figure. The Lions, a lot of hopes coming into this season, being as they were a playoff team last year. There's plenty of blame to go around with Detroit. We had some doubts as far as Detroit, as far as the attitude from last year. We thought they got away with some unruly, bad behavior at times last year. They won, and a lot of times when a team wins with that kind of attitude, they don't really see the incentive to kind of change their ways, and we see that undisciplined type of football kind of rearing its ugly head this year. And it all starts at the top. It all starts with Jim Schwartz. I mean, a microcosm of how this team is run is his emotional decision to throw the challenge flag after that Justin Forsett quote-unquote touchdown run last week, which has been highly publicized. That kind of encapsulates the kind of culture they have ingrained there. And hey, look, sometimes that's going to work for you, sometimes it's going to not. When it doesn't work, it's going to fail miserably, as it has this season. They're 4-7. Their defense has struggled big time, allowing 25 points per game. They haven't got the production out of that defensive line, that much ballyhoo defensive line. Only 25 sacks coming into the season. They will have Ndamukong Suh for this game, who will not be suspended after his incident with Matt Schaub in the Thanksgiving Day game. Matthew Stafford, not as prolific as last season, and that's been the biggest difference with the offense. He's only completing 60% of his passes, 14 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. The numbers are way off where they were last season. Their running game has been average, nothing spectacular, certainly nothing for teams to game plan against by any means. So when you combine the undisciplined nature, the defense struggling, and the production from Stafford not being there as it was last year, and you have a 4-7 team. The Colts, on the other hand, they've exceeded everyone's expectations coming into the season. Couple that with having to deal with the unfortunate sickness of their first-year head coach, Chuck Pagano, and the Colts have really rallied and are putting together quite a nice season here and can solidify their playoff positioning even more with a win this week up in Detroit. Andrew Luck has been solid this season. Him along with RG3, they're not. Let's take Luck now. He's only completing 56% of his passes. 13 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. So on the surface, his numbers don't seem earth-shattering. But just as if you watch, he passes the eye test though. If you watch his games, his poise in the pocket, he's on time with his throws, his rapport with his receivers. I mean, Reggie Wayne, veteran receiver, 84 catches this season, may be on his way to his best season as a receiver, which is staggering when you think of all those years he played with Peyton Manning. Where the offense struggles is in the running game. I mean, the combination of Vic Ballard and Donald Brown isn't going to scare anyone. So a lot of times the offense's success or failure hinges on the play of Luck, which for a rookie, for that to be the case and for them to be 7-4, speaks volumes about the young quarterback. Defensively, pass rush hasn't been where they want it to be. They only have 5 interceptions. They're allowing about 25 points a game. We think the Lions will be able to move the ball on this defense in this game. We don't think they'll have any problems in that area. The real question will be how motivated are the Lions in this game? Are they going to be motivated to come out and play hard? Are they dejected from that Thanksgiving Day loss to the Texans? How is that locker room right now? We just have no way to know. What we do know is what we've seen as far as attitudes in the past from the Lions, and we don't know if they can get above that and rise above that and come ready to play against an Indianapolis team that is highly motivated, that plays inspired every single week. Some trends to look out for here. Indianapolis is 4-0 this year against the spread versus a team with a losing record. And overall, they're 3-1-1 in the last 5 games after allowing less than 15 points in their previous game. That's not really a trend that we'll hold, that we really take any stock in. What we do take stock in is the fact that the Colts have something to play for, the Lions don't, and we expect Indianapolis to win this game outright. So we have no problem taking Indianapolis plus 3.5 in this game in what should be an exciting one up in Ford Field. Again, we like Indianapolis with something to play for over the Lions in Week 13.